And welcome to another edition of Kabbalat Shabbat Live with me, Zvi Portnoy. I'm the associate at Radi Close, Hendon United Synagogue, and it's a pleasure to be with you all. I hope everyone survived the heat that we've experienced the last few days, and we're all ready for Shabbos. What would we do without it? Just a short thought on the weekly Parashat, Parashat Pinchas. Perhaps one of the most famous questions that is asked on Parashat Pinchas was of course in the previous week's Parashat, where Pinchas stood up and saw that which he thought was wrong, was morally depraved and corrupt, and he took a spear and put it through two people who were engaged in a forbidden relationship, trying to seduce the Jewish people. But of course, that was Parashat Balak, and it's only Parashat Pinchas, this week's Parasha, where the Parasha is, of course, named after him, and he is given the blessing, the very special bracha from the Almighty, from Hashem, of shalom, of peace, which is an interesting bracha, an interesting blessing to give somebody who seemed to do something which was a very antithetical to peace, taking a spear and putting it through someone. We're not going to discuss that. But one of the things that the commentaries discuss is the fact that there needed to be a pause. There needed to be a break between the actions which ultimately merited him this bris of kahuna, of priestlyhood, of peace, of shalom, and the actions which he did in last week's parasha. And the reason for that is perhaps quite interesting and very powerful, and that is standing up for what's right and taking action and being a leader and being forthright in one's actions, not just what one says, but that which one does, is a very, very important thing, and we can learn a lot from that. But how do we know that the actions were actually done with the right intention and there wasn't any subjective pushes or pulls which basically led the person to do that which they did? And of course, if they continue in a refined, upstanding, righteous way in their behavior, then we can be certain that that which they did earlier, which perhaps could be taken to be done in a act of violence or an act of just wanting to wreak havoc and cause destruction, was really done with the best and the most pure and the most spiritual intentions. And that needs a gap, that needs a space in time from which the rest of that person's behavior can be judged, and we can see actually this person really was acting for the sake of heaven, the Shem Shemayim. And that is the pause, the break between the end of Balak and Parashat Pinchas. And it's only in this week's parasha that Pinchas is rewarded for that very, very powerful act which he did and he took on, despite all the potential consequences that may have come his way as a result. So with that, let's start the Kabbalat Shabbat. We're going to start with Yedid Nefesh. For all of you who have been watching since COVID, Kol HaKavod, it's been a long time and you're still online. So really, really great that you're still watching. And thanks, of course, to the US for this opportunity. Yedid Nefesh in the Chief Rabbi's Green Siddur is on page 256. Yedid Nefesh Avarachamon Meshoy Chavdecha Retzoynecha Yarutz Avdecha Kemo Ayon Yishtachaven Mul Hadarecha Yerav Lo Yedidosecha Minoi Fesuf V'chol Tam Adonai Ziv Haylam Nafshi Chayla Sabosecha Ana Marefana B'haraisla Na Yam Zivecha Az Tizchazek V'Sisrapei V'Yesala Simchas Olam Vasik Yamuna Rachamecha V'chusana Al Bein Ahuvacha Ki Zekama Nifsafti Lirais Mahera V'siferes Uzacha Eila Chamda Libi V'chusana V'yalti Salam Yigalena Ufrais Chavivi Alai Asukas Shalai Mecha Ta'eretz Michvoidecha Nagila V'nismachach Maharai Kivamayei V'chaneinu Kimayalam. We're now up to Lachuna Ranana on page 258. Lachuna Ranana Ladoinai Nariadatu Yishenu. עכשיו יודעים מהקריאות וזה יחסר נושא לא ימוסו גבש שדוד צר ריבון שחר בבנחנו ארבעים שנה כות בדר ויאמר אמתיים לבבהם והם לא ידעו דרכי אשר נשבעתי ביפי אין ויונם מנוחסי שירו לאדוני שיר חדש שירו לאדוני כל הארץ שיר נמוכו שיר בסיר כי כל עלי אמרני למען שום מסוהי דבהד לפניו ויזוז וז ישמחו השמיים וסגי הארץ ירם הים ומלואי יעלוי סודי וכל אשר בוי אז ירננו כל הציוע לפני אדוני כי בוא לשפוט הארץ ישפוט תבל בצדק וימים באמונתו אדוני מלך Oy have Adonai Sinura Shoyma Nafshois Chasidav Miyad Reshoim Yatzilein Arzaru ala Tzadik Olay Yisraelay v'simcha Simchu Sadikim Adonai v'hoidu Lezecher Kodshoy Mizmor Shiru L'Adonai Shir Chadash Ki Nifloi Sasa Oishia Yaminai Uzeraya Kachai diada ina Yeshu asai Le'yene agoyim girasi kasai Zachar chazai ve'yamun asai Le'beis Yisrael ro kol afsei haaretz Eis Yeshua Eloheinu ariyu l'Adonai kol haaretz Pitzchu veranenu vezameru zamul Adonai v'china v'kol zimra v'chatzoi tziroi v'kol shofar Ariyu lifnei hamelech Adonai yiram hayam umlayai Tevel v'yosh v'yoneharai simcha u'chaf Yachad harim yerameinu lifnei Adonai kiva Lishpoit haaretz yishpoit tevel b'tzedek V'yamim b'meisharim Alach yigzu amen yishikru b'mtanot haaretz Ay Moshe v'Aaron b'chol hana Ushmuel v'koyrei Shemai koyrim el Adonai Yanei B'yamud anan yedaber aleihem shamru eidosav v'chai knosam lamai Adonai Eloheinu Ata anisam El noisei ha'yisalahem V'noikei malaliloisam Rainu Adonai Eloheinu V'hishtachavu Leharakat shai Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Mizmor David Amen. Koil Adonai Yechoilei Layaloi Seyechesayf Yarois Ubehechalai Yekulai Yomer Kavoi Adonai Lamabul Yashav Vayeshev Adonai Melech Le'olam Adonai Adonai Yevarech Esamoi Vashalom Mona B'Koyach Gedula Simincha Tati Surura Communism Chasin Kadosh Brov Tuv Chod Ma'el Adosechol Yachvid Roshing from Chosadra Moed Lachadai Dile Kras Kala Panei Shabbos Ne Kabbalah Lachadai Dile Kras Kala Panei Shabbos Ne Kabbalah Shama Bezacha B'Diburecha B'Diburechad Ishmiyanu Elam Yuchad Elam Yuchad Adonai Echad Ushma Yechad Ushma Yechad L'Shem U'L'Siferet U'L'Sila V'L'Sila Ayai L'Chadai L'Kras Kala Panei Shabbos Kabbalah L'Chadai L'Kras Kala Panei Shabbos Kabbalah L'Kras Shabbos L'Chuvan Elcha L'Chuvan Elcha Ki Mekay Habaracha Meirish Mikadam Nasucha Saif Masa B'Machshava Techila B'Machshava Techila Ayai L'Chadai L'Kras Kala Panei Shabbos nekabela lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos nekabela mikash melechim melucha. Emelucha kumitei mitoicha hafeicha Rav lachshavas v'yeme kabocha v'yeme kabocha v'yachmol aleichem lo ayay lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos nekabela lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos nekabela Yisnari meyafakumi Shibete Sifar Techami Yal Ben Yishai Salachmi Karebo Anashigayalo Ayay Lechadai Likras Kala. Panei Shabbos nekabela lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos nekabela Hisoirari Kivaire Kumiyairi Uri Shir Dabeiri Kivayin Adina Yalayich Nigla Alayich Nigla Ayay lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos nekabela lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos nekabela lo yisei lo yishiv lo yisikami ma tishtoichachi umatami v'hoch yechesu ani yayami v'nibne so'ir al tilo ayay lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos nekabela lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos nekabela Ayay lay lay la 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 lay lay v'hayolim shisa shoysayich v'harochaku kama v'alayich ayay yosis alayich alayayich kim sois chasana kala lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos nekabela lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos kabela yamin rasmai tifroiti v'yasadai noi tariti al yadish ben parti v'nismecha v'nagila ayay lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos nekabela lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos kabela Ay nai la nai la 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 nai nai boy b'shalom v'teres v'ala gam b'simcha v'tzala ay toy chamunei am segula v'yichala lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos nekabela lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos kabela. Join in with me wherever you are. Ayay nai nai na na nai na nai nai ay na na nai nai ay na na nai nai alay na la 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 ya ay na na nai nai ay na na nai nai la 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 lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos nekabela lechadai likras kala. Panei Shabbos nekabela. Wishing everyone Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos. Please God, as we bench the month of Av, Shabbos Mevorachim this Shabbos, we should see the final Geula Shlema, the redemption and the end to all suffering, and everyone should have a meaningful and a restful Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos. Take care.